Good afternoon. We're going to go over some stocks on the indexes, particularly the Nasdaq 100 and the Nasdaq Composite. We have before us the Nasdaq Composite, the high flyers, and it's still in what we call a daily sell signal. Now, when we have this big correction, this is clear up here on the Nasdaq Composite, the Nasdaq 100, but what I want to show you carefully is once again is exactly where this fear indicator, when we shot straight up here, this is a complacent level right here, okay? And it's very, very complacent level down there. So this is where we were, and when we had market sell-offs in January, we went straight up, and equities had their pullback. And when this made the high and came down, then of course equities went straight up. But here was another opportunity that fear indicator got topped up there above 23.5. I'm just going to show you right now though what the heavy Nasdaq Composite is doing. This is your fear indicator. So right back here on a consolidated level related to your Nasdaq 100 volatility. Now that means, once again, when we call these corrections and we're right on the money, I am telling you right now that there is another big move up here. And yes, some of the most high-flying stocks, they came crashing down 100 points. And a lot of them have sold down in what we said was going to happen. Now, having said that, let's talk about this chart here on the Nasdaq. When I made it very clear that when you broke below that 40-50 on that composite, you were going to go down lower. This is a daily chart at an ascending value in the Nasdaq overall. And that, yes, we made that low, which was an undercut. That's the rally. That's the major high. What I'm going to say is there's more downside. It's still in an oversold territory in the Nasdaq Composite. Now, when I go ahead and I'm going to bring this up again, I'm going to show you that fear indicator. I'm telling you right now, just like I told all of my major MMTs, that once again, we are going lower, and we are. And it's a seasonality thing. StockMarketFunding.com has all the live analysis right here on the Nasdaq Composite, Nasdaq 100, the S&P, the Dow, you name it. Just type in the search box. You want to get a free trial, click on free trial, open an account, we'll give you trading capital, go through the content. It's all right here before the fact. There's over 5,000 live trading videos every single day showing the world what we know and showing you before it happens. That's what we do. Now, the Nasdaq Composite has got more room to go lower, and it does. And one of the things that I am going to show is the Nasdaq 100. I'm going to show that one and make it very clear that this Nasdaq 100, I'm going to put all three of these in the video. You topped out up here. That's the 100 stocks in the Nasdaq. And 2013, we've gone parabolically up. But I'm telling you what happened in year 2000. I'm telling you what happened in 2008. And now this is the third time in 2014 that I have come back and will tell you that the Dow Jones and the S&P will catch up to this Nasdaq. Now, this is the Nasdaq Composite right here. You can clearly see we had big breakdowns and we rallied and we filled. This is a major top right over here. The key, once again, as I have said, is 40-50 on the Nasdaq Composite. Yes, that Nasdaq Composite, just like in 2000, in year 2008, it started its down move right below that 4,400 up here. You've seen that high for quite a while. And what I'm saying is that 10% correction is within the overall volatility now. And that it is. One of the other things I want to show you now is a weekly chart on the Nasdaq 100. Now, here is the Nasdaq 100 relative to everything else in here. And I wanted to show the 100 relative to your Nasdaq composite. This is where that big correction came down. And I'm going to draw that trend line again. What I am saying is that 2013, hey, say goodbye. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Now, having said that and all, for our traders around the world and all of our market maker traders, that is the weekly chart. Okay, it's struggling with a crossover right here. It's a weekly crossover. And I'm telling you, we told you before the year started what we were going to do. The 10-week crossover, that wall of resistance to keep selling into it, that's the Nasdaq 100 on a weekly. I throw in here another chart, which I'll be happy to show you, is that's the weekly level now. This is the fear indicator here. Now, having said that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back over here, my friends. And I'm going to pull up the daily chart right here, and this is the Nasdaq 100 daily. Now, let me blow this up for you so you can clearly see everything that we're talking about. Okay? And here's exactly what it is. And this has popped a daily buy signal. This is when we had the lows. So we're right back up here in that index at a major double top. That the rally up to here is what it did. And not only that, this is the 100 now. And these were the lows where they got support. These are the channel ranges in the Nasdaq 100. Over here that I'm showing you now, this is that fear indicator. Yes, it is. Called the Nasdaq 100 Volatility Index. We are going to go lower. This is a range right here. There is no fear in the Nasdaq 100 or the Nasdaq composite. We've already had an extreme reversal in that Nasdaq composite, and now we're coming right back up here. We're coming right back up here above all the moving averages. Here's another trend line where we're at. Not only that, I'm going to show you one very important thing relative to what? The fear part of it. And the fear part is the following. When you take a look like we're doing, there's big money to be made right here, right now. And this was that major topping pattern over here, right above 3,800. It dropped already over 350 points down here on that Nasdaq 100. And at the time when we put the low in the Nasdaq 100 right here, we put the high in the fear indicator. That fear indicator came down, and we rallied right back up off of 3,400 and change level. And we are in this range, and we are calling for a great haircut. We've already had individual stocks in that Nasdaq 100 that have 20%, 25, even some 30%, that were high flyers that we told you last year. As all on stock market funding, the Netflixes, the LinkedIns, the Amazons, and guess what else? Several other, Facebook, Twitter, all of that. Hey, we are in a major process of a major correction that is here. And when we made that top here, we made the bottom in the Nasdaq 100, and we rallied right back up. I am saying that this correction from 3,700, where that breakdown is well in play. Now, yes, in a great bull that was done by supercomputers and high frequency in the tape, that's what 13,000 was about. And we started that bear in 2000. We started that bear again in 2008. And I am telling you now that we are in the beginning of a new reversal where people are going to get hurt on these equities. And part of it is to do with the Federal Reserve Committee. It's about pulling that stimulus out. It's about that these three charts, that's the fear indicator. This is the Nasdaq composite itself. These are where we called for a big move down. You rallied up, you came down, you double tested it, but look at the ranges. That's going to go lower. I'm going to tell you another thing, that this Dow Jones is going to catch up. and we are in a major reversal. The Fed is not going to be able to do the real thing. Here was the Dow. Now I'm going to draw a trend line from here, right straight through here, right there. And we're sitting on a major support level on the Dow Jones relative to what? Relative to what? The Nasdaq Composite. I am telling you that they're all going to be going down. And not only am I telling you that, I'm going to have many, many bear funds that you can buy. Now, the first 10% correction is already in play. Now, we did tell you that before the year started, not after the fact. And the big reversal is here. The Dow will catch up. The S&P 500 will catch up. Take a look at all of our S&P 500 analysis, my friends, and do yourself a favor. We talk about these great trades, either short or long, before they even make their move. And yes, we do. We have over 5,000 live trading videos every single day of our life to show the world what we can do and what we can do for you. And you can open an account and you can get on our managed account program where we've got extremely qualified people that can make you a lot of money. Our affiliates at stockmarketfunding.com are sitting on the sidelines right now waiting for your inquiry that you can make money in bear and bull runs. I am saying that this 10% correction is here to stay. And not only that, in the broader markets over time, from the 2009 lows to the 60-month level, it all started back in 2009. And the thing about it is, I'm calling for a 10%. I'm also going to be saying that over the next 6, 12, 18, and 24 months, there'll be a 50% correction in the longer term horizon. And once again, what I'm going to do on the composite is I'm going to be happy to show you what it did today. I'm going to bring up the 60-minute level right here on the Nasdaq Composite, and you can clearly see that was a support level, that was a 60-minute resistance level. We had that reversal that started to come in right there. So I am calling for that large correction, the one that you're going to want to get back into the bear funds. And those bear funds throughout the rest of the year, there's 5 months and some change left. That's what's going to happen. Now, I'm going to go ahead and minimize that. I'm going to show you also on a 60-minute what that Nasdaq 100 did. And here it is. We hit the top of 36.20 and we drop right down. And this is just a 60-minute level of where that resistance level is. That's all on a short time frame. Not only that, this is the daily. Once we break back below that 100 or 200-day moving average, that's the green line. That's it right there. A break below 4,000, forget about it. You're going to go a lot lower, and it's still in a sell signal. One of the best things, I'm saying the S&P 500, these are the high flyers in the Nasdaq Composite, in the Nasdaq 100. I'm going to show the fear indicator. Here is the Nasdaq 100 and the Composite. They're both on a daily chart, and they're going to go down, and they're going to go down big. And the other thing that I'm going to tell you, the gauge right here, right now, is I'm buying a lot of put options. I am telling you that when we break higher, markets correct. When we consolidate in complacency and markets, boom, there it is. When that's rising, stocks are selling off. We put bottoms in, markets put bottoms in. When this rallies up like we did, that was a higher high than the one back over here. I'm telling you that the next leg is going to go a lot higher in these fear indicators, and this is the truth. Once again, it's all relevant to every one of the indexes. 10% correction has started. The longer term correction of 50% is here. It's now, it's live, it's before the fact, and now it's time for you to make a lot of money.